What is up, guys? WAS Design here, and we're back for a new tutorial from the basic series on how to edit on Sony Vegas. Alright, today we're gonna take a look at what we call motion blur. There's a dog behind me. There's usually not a dog, but someone left it here. It's not a naughty dog. It's not whatever. You probably get it. There's a dog behind me. Hopefully it's not gonna be a big problem with this video. Anyways, we're gonna take a look at motion blur. Always in Sony Vegas. So there's let's say two different way to put some motion blur. One is something really simple that is used by some editors, is called the resample. Alright, so you probably heard some people say always disable resample, or some people say leave it on smart resample or automatic resample, whatever it is. Give me a second here, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. And we are back. Yeah. Let's do this in one shot now. So, motion blur, resample, disable resample. So, to know that, you must right click on the clip and click on properties. So, you see, it's gonna say the number of FPS the clip is, and if you have to smart, force, or disable resample. Since I usually use clips with a lot of frames, I prefer to disable or resample it. It's perfectly your choice. I have not set up some examples on what is the difference, but we'll see. Just for the fun, let's leave it on. I'm just gonna take the original clip. I think it's here. Take it here, for example. Properties. The clips are 100 FPS. I think it's from Azer0thTutorials. So we'll just see. Usually I think he disables, resamples them, but quickly let's see. You can see a little. Oh yeah, that's like a perfect example. It's gonna depend on what you want, and it's gonna depend on your type of computer. Because I have a pretty beastly computer, 16 gigs of RAM. It's pretty damn good. So you can see here all the little blurred lines. It's kind of like a motion blur, since there's a lot of frames and they have to fit it in a 60 FPS working frame rate, I guess. So it's not exactly, it's not a sharp image. But at the same time, if you don't have a really beastly computer, you can actually leave it on, because it's the least motion blur. It's the only motion blur you're gonna get if you want it to look smooth. Now here's the big difference. If you make it disable resample, bam, you don't see all of those things now. If you go frame by frame, you don't see all this shitty, ghosting thingy. So that's pretty good. Now what I do for motion blur is a plugin. I use a plugin made for both Sony Vegas and After Effects. In video effects, it's called RSMB. I don't remember what it stands for. Real Smart Motion Blur, I guess, if I remember correctly. And of course, I have some presets. So usually you want to click on a default and then make a preset. If I double click on it, wait, I'm just gonna click here. Oh yeah, and these kinds of effects I'm gonna show you is usually something you want to put on the full layer. It means on this part of the clip, every part of the clips. And since I don't want to, drag click and then put it on every one of them, manually like this, it would, just be stupid. Just click and drag on this layer here, and you're gonna see this appear. Sorry about sniffing, but there's allergies here where I live, and it's whatever. And these are my presets. May or may not be the best, but that's what I use. And if you enjoy my edits, that's what I put usually. So just put that and save it as a preset by clicking save preset, typing whatever the name is, and let's see, real good. Save it, and it's now a preset. Alright, and then just leave it like that. And if you don't know if it is actually on, you can see it here. You can click on here, and if there's a little checked box, the checkbox is actually checked. That means the effect is on. If you check it, you can see the difference here. You can see the motion blur here. Just makes it look more realistic, and it looks really sick. Don't put too much, and the idea of putting some RSMB is to see it, but don't put too much. If you don't put enough, you know, it doesn't mean anything, and you shouldn't even put it here because there's no effect. But now you can see the motion blur, and it looks a lot smoother. That would be a thing I recommend when you edit 30 FPS clips, which you shouldn't be doing, because, you know, as of today, 2013, I guess it's what, August 29, there's a bunch of 60 and 100 FPS clips everywhere. Kevzer, Aslam, I think Harry Seal has some 60 FPS clips. You know, there's enough of clips of good quality for you guys to use. Maybe not the best clips for accolades and all of that stuff, but you know, quality you have enough. You have just enough of what you need. So that was the episode of on tutorial about the motion blur. You can find yourself a a way to get RSMB for free. It's not really that hard to find, and hopefully you guys like this tutorial. If you want to see more, of course, like this video. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comments below. Holy fuck my nose. And yeah, see you guys later for the next episode. I don't know what I'm gonna be talking about, and yeah, I think maybe some color correction, I guess. Alright, we'll see you guys later.